Hare Krishna. So Krishna is describing a very, very unique tree. A tree which is upside down. Up we have the roots and down we have the branches. And there are twigs on the branches. There are leaves on the twigs. And then there are some secondary roots which are there. So we have discussed this elaborately in the first two shlokas. Now let's see what Krishna wants to say about this tree in the next two shlokas. That is shloka number 3 and 4. Na rupamasyeha tathopalabhyate nanto na chadir na cha sampratishtha ashvatthamenam suvirudhamulam asanga shastrena dridena chitva tatha padam tat parimargitavyam yasmin gatana nivartanti bhoyah tam eva chadyam purusham prapadye yatha pravritti prasrita purani. So here Krishna is describing some more aspects of the tree, and now he's talking something very, very serious and critical. So what he is saying here? Na rupa asya iha tataha upalabhyate. So this tree, the real form of this banyan tree or this tree, cannot be perceived in this world, and no one can understand or perceive its na anta na chadir na cha adir. No one can understand where it begins, where it ends. And then it is said na cha sampratishtha, and no one can find its foundation or the root. And then here Krishna is saying that what is the speciality of this tree? Ashvattamenam suviruda moolam. It is strongly rooted. This tree is strongly rooted, but then the roots are up, so it is strongly rooted. And then it is said that dridena, with determination. What one should do with determination? Cut this tree, chitva. Cut with what? Here it says asanga shastrena. So shastra, or the weapon of detachment. One should cut the tree with the weapon of detachment. And then Krishna is telling, after doing that, what one should do? Tataha, thereafter, padam tat parimargitavyam. Thereafter one must seek that place. Which place? Yasmin gata na nivartanti bhoyah. That place where if one goes, will never come back to this material world. And after going to that place, what has to be done? Tam eva cha adyam purusham prapadye. So there one should surrender onto the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And yataha pravrittihi prasrita purani. And who is that person? That person is the source of everything, from where everything began, and from whom everything has extended from time immemorial. So we are talking about Lord Krishna. So a very, very nice set of shlokas which are put together. Shloka number 3 and 4. So let's discuss the different aspects here which will help us in our day-to-day spiritual practice. So here Prabhupada is saying, when entangled with material expansions of the tree, one cannot see how far the tree extends, nor can one see the beginning of this tree, yet one has to find out the cause. So this tree is like huge. It has got extended to a very, very great expanse. We don't know where it begins, where it ends, and what is the root of it. But still we have to find out that what is the cause of this tree, or who is the root of this tree. This is very, very important aspect that we are supposed to understand and find out. And how to find out? Here Prabhupada gives a very simple analysis. He says, I am the son of my father. My father is the son of such and such person. So if we go on, that my father's name is this, his father's name is this, his father's name is this, we go on and on and on, and finally there should be one person who does not have a father. And that person is the root of this entire material existence. So here it is said that by searching in this way, one comes to Brahma. So now the question is, Brahma also has a father? Yes, Brahma also has a father. And who is the father of Brahma? Vishnu. Which Vishnu? There are three Vishnus. Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu and Shirodakshaya Vishnu. So from Mahavishnu comes different universes. From each pore of Mahavishnu, when he exhales, so universes come out. And Mahavishnu enters each universe as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. And from the navel of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu comes Brahma. And Brahma has been educated by Garbhodakshaya Vishnu to do the secondary creation. So Brahma's father is Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. So here, if we go up like that, we will reach the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the end of research work, Prabhupada says here. One has to search out that origin of this tree, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, through the association of persons who are in knowledge of that Supreme Personality of Godhead. A very, very important point. See, we cannot understand Krishna by our own selves. Not possible. Sometimes people say, no, me and my Krishna, there is no need of anyone in between. It doesn't work. Why? Because we are bound in this material world. Our eyes are lusted. Basically, I mean to say that we are full of anarthas, full of unwanted, dirty things in our heart. Our minds are contaminated. So with this, how can we understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Only those who have purified themselves, who have done a lot of sadhana, and they have pleased the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord has revealed Himself to those great personalities. And they are the ones who can reveal Krishna to us. So it's very important that we understand Krishna and Krishna's teachings from a person who is a realized soul. So this parampara becomes very, very important. The Guru Shishya parampara. So we have to be in either of the four sampradayas. Brahma Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, Shri Sampradaya, Kumara Sampradaya. So in ISKCON we follow Brahma Sampradaya. So one has to be there in this Sampradaya and then accept the teachings as it is given by Krishna to Brahma and when the way it is coming down. And for us, it has come through Srila Prabhupada. So it's very, very important to note that without being in a Sampradaya, being under the guidance of a person who is in the Sampradaya, who is a Guru, we cannot understand Krishna. By our own endeavor, we can never understand Krishna. So even now also when we are studying Bhagavad Gita, we are referring to Prabhupada's purports. So if you are understanding some words, then it's because of Prabhupada's purports and Prabhupada's realizations and the various Acharya's realizations which he has put together in one place. So it's very important that one can understand the Lord by the persons who are in knowledge of the Lord or the ones who are realized. Then by understanding, one becomes gradually detached from this false reflection of reality, and by knowledge, one can cut off the connection and actually become situated in that real tree. So when we understand the root and when we get attracted to the root, so gradually we start getting detached from this tree. Now here the word is used asanga. Asanga is very important in this connection because the attachment for sense enjoyment and lording it over material nature is very strong. Therefore, one must learn detachment by discussion of spiritual science based on authoritative scriptures, and one must hear from persons who are actually in knowledge. As a result of such a discussion in the association of devotees, one comes to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So detachment is very, very important. So here when Krishna is saying asanga shastrena, one question should come that why to cut the tree? Uproot the tree instead. But then, so Krishna is saying, just one line before asanga shastrena, just one line before he is saying ashwattamenam suvirudha moolam. The tree is strongly rooted. So the tree is strongly rooted, it cannot be uprooted. So it has to be cut. And what is that axe or what is that weapon made up of? The weapon is basically the weapon of detachment. And this detachment is something which will come automatically. This is not something artificially we are supposed to get detached from. We cannot say, okay, I'll get detached from this, I'll get detached from that. No. Important thing is we have to focus on attachment to Krishna. So those devotees who are attached to Krishna, those devotees who have faith on Krishna, when we spend some time with them, naturally their qualities will be rubbed off to us and we will get those qualities. So when we get attached to Krishna, His beauty, His qualities, His pastimes and various other aspects, which are all glorious and opulent, what happens? We naturally get detached from this tree of material existence. So this point is very, very important to note that we have to be in association of devotees and practice our devotional service. And by their mercy, by their association, we'll get higher taste and we'll get detached from this material world. The first thing one must do is surrender to Him to gain the favor. Now see, we have to surrender to Krishna. How to surrender? Here it is said. To gain the favor of that personality, one has to surrender. But then how can one surrender? Here it is said. That surrender is the result of performing devotional service of Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. And this is a result of performing devotional service. He is the cause of the extension of the material world. So this is a very important point to note, that everyday practice that we are doing is not time pass that we are doing. Everyday practice, Shravanam, hearing and reading about Krishna. Basically, I am talking about Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Chanting Krishna's holy names, doing various services, thinking about the Lord, meditating about how to do various services. So what happens? When we do all these things, different things, naturally we'll get attached to the Lord. And these different things which are there, these will help us or make us qualified enough to surrender onto the Supreme Personality of Godhead with complete faith. So this is a point that is made here, and the Lord is saying in Bhagavad Gita 10 chapter, Śloka number 8, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo, He is the cause of everything, He is the origin of everything. Therefore, to get out of the entanglement of this strong banyan tree of material life, one must surrender to Krishna. As soon as one surrenders onto Krishna, one becomes detached automatically from this material existence or extension. So when we surrender to Krishna, we are automatically delivered, like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mam eva ye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. We have to just surrender to Krishna and Krishna will deliver us from this material existence. So in this way, by our daily practice, daily sadhana of chanting minimum 16 rounds, 4 regulative principles, having prasadam, only Krishna prasadam, and associating with devotees and doing service in the association of devotees, we can progress very fast in Krishna consciousness. And then cutting this tree will just be a cakewalk. So now, after having said this, now Krishna is going to speak about those people who are surrendered to Krishna and what are their qualities. So let's see this amazing shloka in the next video. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,